I lived in Dallas, Texas from August of 1996 until June of 2000. This is where I attended Perkins School of Theology at Southern Methodist University. During our time in Texas, 2 of the years we were there, we went to a concert called Celebrate Freedom. It was sponsored by a local Christian radio station. They brought Christian bands from all over the country to come in and have a great concert all day long. There were thousands and thousands of people who came to South Fork Ranch. Some of you might recognize that as the setting for the TV show Dallas. One of the years when we went, we decided that at the very end of the concert we would try to leave early. At the very end of the last song, they would have a huge fireworks display. And so just before the last band went on, we went out to our car and we watched the fireworks and then immediately tried to get out of the parking lot. The challenge was there were about 1,000 other people who thought the exact same thing. So during the day, we celebrated freedom, we sang, we had great time. But right after the concert was over, we were in gridlock. We were stuck. We were not free. This concert was held about 45 minutes to an hour from where we lived at the time, but it took us almost 4 hours to get home that night. Friends, the reason I tell you this simple story is because this weekend we celebrate freedom. Freedom that we have in the United States, represented by the flag that is behind me. The stars and stripes that have told a story of men and women who have fought for our freedom over and over again. But also you see in this frame the cross, also a symbol of our freedom in Christ. In John chapter 8, Jesus says this, "To the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, 'If you hold to my teachings, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.' They answered him, 'We are Abraham's descendants, and have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say that we shall be set free?' Jesus replied, 'Very truly I tell you, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Now a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. So if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed.'" These are important words. The people that Jesus was talking to were steeped in tradition. They were part of a people that had been set free many, many years before through the power of the Exodus. But they also were slaves to the power of sin in their life. And Jesus was helping them to understand that true freedom comes in living a life for God and living a life in God's family. When we are in family, we have certain expectations. We have certain things that we want to do because we love that family and we want to contribute to the family. In this case, the family of God. There is a story told about a man who played the violin. He would say that I have a string that belongs to my violin. This string is free. It sits on my desk, just there. It's free to do anything it wants. If I wind it around my finger and try to pluck it, it won't do much. It won't play much music. But if I attach it to a violin and I tighten down the tuning fork, if I tighten down the string and then stretch the bow across it, it makes music. Some would say the string is no longer free. It is attached to the violin. But indeed, its freedom is for something, not from something. Too often we use our freedom for whatever we wish, whatever we want. But freedom truly is freedom for something. Fighting for the rights and the dignity of others. Fighting for unity and the Spirit of God. In Galatians chapter 5, verse 1, it says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery." My friends, as we celebrate freedom this weekend, I hope that you will know the freedom that you have in Christ. During this pandemic, some people have said that our freedoms have been taken away from us. But our true freedom, the freedom that we have to worship God and to live our lives in a land that is truly free, can never be taken away. We certainly make sacrifices for the good and the will of others. But we also know that our true freedom is found in Christ alone. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 16 says, "Live as free people, but do not use your freedom as a cover for evil. Live as God's slaves." As you interact and as you celebrate your freedom, don't use it as a way or an excuse to diminish or to demolish others, but use it as a way to glorify Christ, to bring people closer to his love, to not get caught in gridlock like me and my family were after a concert, but to be aware of all the opportunities we have to share God's grace and God's goodness and God's love. I am grateful for the many who have served this nation over the years to bring freedom to me and my family, our congregation, and our community. We honor them and we thank them for their service. But I'm also grateful for the wonderful love of Jesus, who makes me free to be part of the family of God. I am grateful that you're part of that too. I hope you enjoy this devotion, and I hope it's a blessing to you today. And I wish you a very safe and a happy 4th of July. God bless and have a great day.